right, hello everyone, and welcome back to I guess it's our first waveline of playoffs. We're in quarterfinals now. Obviously, this is your host, Xernian. Also the producer. If you don't know by now, I sit in stream jail every week and cry. As usual, I am joined by Clutch and Matt Pizza. So, Matt Pizza, how are you doing tonight? It's, quarterfinals. I know you said you had a final tonight, or...
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah, I get to be here on the waveline, talk about the quarterfinals for EDL, and then right after, I get to have a panic attack and think about the final that I'm gonna fail. But that's for later.
All right. So instead of studying for this guy's final, he's here, flaming IBS teams. You know when this guy's got his
Yo,
priorities straight, or what's going on? What is that?
I always have my priorities straight. And listen, EL is worth more than my final.
Okay. I'm not sure if I completely believe that one because you gotta pay for your classes, and last time I checked, EDL and EGL both have an entry fee of $0. You get like a
Hmm.
shiny mystery skin, but I don't think that's worth the same as passing university and graduating with a degree. But Matt Pizza, if those are your priorities, well, I'm sorry. So Clutch, you were the one who gave me the list of the all stars, like literally like 2 or 3 hours ago, where I had to speed run the graphic.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, like knowing that we're in playoffs now after kind of a long 8-week season?
Yeah. So, like I said, playoff casting is different than regular season. You just get like way more hype. My grandma's over, so
That's when you know it's
they're
hype.
Grandma Clutch is here. All right, guys, it's real serious now. All right, we ain't screwing around anymore. But yeah, I'm excited. I think all these teams in the playoffs are pretty damn good, and I'm ready to go, man.
BDE ducks. That means no screaming.
No,
No, it means
I'll still
even
scream.
more screaming,
Yeah,
my friend.
more scream.
What's the Grandma Clutch? She's gonna be the one that's hyping everyone
Grandma
up.
Clutch is gonna walk into my room and start play-by-playing. Actually.
Yeah, she's gonna go like,
my.
and then she's gonna go all rap god, like I don't know. That was the
Yeah.
secret like playoff production boost that you're all waiting for.
Yeah, just 5 head.
Yeah,
I would cry.
okay, well, I know everyone is here for one thing and one thing only. That is the all-star reveal. So, I'm just gonna hide the content call for a second. So, whoo, sheesh,
Woo!
Whoa.
yeah, I had to speed run this one again. Yay!
Um,
So obviously on the number one All Stars team, we have Lucerus from UEA, the Merit Lage from MIT, Merciful Crow, also from MIT, Lo-Fi Foot Fetish from Hyperion, and Major Lag from UEA. So, and the second All Star team is basically all just TFA except Lesbanks in the ADC position. So it's Raining Wolves top, Weeaboo, Joe in the jungle, Queen Frost mid, Lesbanks ADC, and Elite Omega for the support position there. So, TFA, congrats. I think Lesbanks may be doing a little team swap here soon. But yeah, congrats, first of all, to everybody who made the All-Star team. Thanks, for everyone who voted. So, it's exciting. Like I said, we're at quarterfinals. We're at, like, the last stretch, it seems, of the season. So it's a big thing. Unfortunately, we're not doing a game. Here, I'll bring back my thing here. So, unfortunately, we're not doing a game this season, this time around. But, if you guys ever want to, collect everyone together and organize a game, let me know. Maybe I'll watch. But, yeah, one more time, congrats, everyone. It's a pretty big achievement because you gotta get a spicy roll in the Discord. I have no clue what color it's going to be, what the emoji is going to be, but yeah, Matt Pizza, I have a question for you.
So ask me the question. He ain't here. He got parent gapped.
Oh my goodness, Matt Pizza, rip. Imagine having parents. So, I'm kidding, whoa. So, Clutch, my question that was supposed to be for Matt Pizza, but is now directed to you. Then, for these number 1 and number 2 all-star teams.
Mhm.
If you were to actually see these two teams like duke it out, who do you think would win in like a best of 3?
Well, okay. Come on. It's literally the best players in the league, basically, versus TFA. Like, Lespanx is just, he's the imposter. He's actually sus. He's red. Because literally the entire number 2 All-Stars team is TFA. And All-Stars number 1 team is like pretty stacked, honestly. But I would just say number 2 because they all play on a team with each other. Like, it's not even a diss to like the skill, but like, bro, the whole entire number 2 team is literally a team in the league. And obviously Lespanx is the outlier, but I think they'd win. Now, I think the All-Stars Team 1 could put up a fight. I think they would make it 3 games. I think it'd be 2-1 for number 2. But yeah, I mean, Team 1, like, it's all the superstar, really good players. And then number 2 is like, yeah, TFA plus the Spanx.
Yeah,
He just joined the team. The funny thing is, for Team 2, TFA plays Rev.
Oh my goodness.
So they're all in the same
Are
series.
they about to
Oh
PayPal
my
him?
God.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh my God, what's going on here? Yeah, but I mean, it'd be pretty fun, honestly. I think it'd be a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, so one more thing as well. We will post this graphic later. Don't take a screenshot of the stream. We're going to have like our ugly little Discord pictures on it. So it'll be posted after the stream. So, soak it in. Take a look at it while you can. But Matt Pizza, you're back. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Matt Pizza. Then the question I asked Clutch was, if you saw these two teams actually play against each other, he said that TFA was probably just going to win because, TFA is just, they're all on a team and they're all like basically on the All-Star team already. Like, just East Up Banks. Hello?
Yeah. Okay, I really want to take a different take than Clutch, right? Like I always hate trying to follow this guy like that.
Okay, we know.
But, like,
I've seen your predictions for like 2 seasons in a row. I'm very well aware.
Jesus. But I think I kind of have to follow him. Like, you just have 4 members of TFA plus the Spanx. Like, I think like they just have that built-in synergy there. And I mean, I think All-Stars Team A can definitely take a game off of Team 2, right? Like, you have 2 people from MIT, the mid jungle. They can work together, and like, Losers, like, they all have a good amount of skill in them. But just going up against like people that have played together, that know how to work together, and then you just have an ADC who's just there like free hitting and just vibing out, right? Like the Spanx doesn't have to do much on All Stars 2 to just win the game. So I think it's definitely a 2-1.
You're just okay.
Team
This
2.
man actually just said Lespanx doesn't have to do much to win. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
toxic.
listen,
That's a
I
little
played
toxic.
ADC and the amount of times it just set back and like ottered people, like ADC is not balanced.
I mean, like, I'm just looking at all these champions, and I can remember, like, some superstar games, like, especially, like, Week 1 UEA versus CB Resurrection, like, Major Lag. I said player to watch going into it, like, Week 0, and I'm like, I mean, am I the smartest analyst or what? Actually, I did the numbers. I can tell you guys who's the smartest.
Matt Pizza. Wait.
I didn't make a graphic for it because I was very, like,
I think we gotta release it.
I can tell you the numbers. I don't have a graphic for it though.
Oh, that's okay. We need the numbers. It's Matt Pizza. Let's hear it.
So there were 33 series in the total season. I might be wrong. Honestly, I did all of the stats like really fast and when I was really tired on like Tuesday or Wednesday.
So hit or miss.
Take it with a grain of salt. I could be wrong. I could be a little wrong. Okay, so out of the 33 series, so the point system I did was you would get 3 points for a perfect guess, like if you guessed the right team and the right score. And then you would get 2 points if it was the right team you said the right winner, but it was the wrong score. And then you get 1 point if you had the wrong winner, but the correct score. And then you would get 0 points if your like guess was just completely wrong. So, we still have this one like Hail Mary point system in place. If we at Week 1 we guessed what team would win the whole season here. So I said TFA, Clutch said UEA, and Matt Pizza said CPK, and that team's not in playoffs. So he's already out of the running. But between Clutch and I, we still, have this option of if one of those teams wins, we get like an extra like 10 points or something. So big, it's big. So far, 33 series. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe I can't count, but that means 33 times 3. So there's a total of 99 points that you could have gotten throughout the season so far. And with that, I will start with Matt Pizza. Actually, Matt Pizza, I'm a little curious. What do you think your point number is?
Probably in like the 30 range.
You are lowballing.
Okay. Clutch, what do you think your number was in?
40 or 50.
40 or 50. Okay, so Matt Pizza, out of 99, you had 49 points.
You're smurfing! You're better than me!
50-50! How about close enough?
So Matt Pizza, I think you and I, I swear, it's the hot takes you convinced me to guess every couple of weeks. So I also had 49 points throughout the season.
Oh no!
Oh,
you said you two. No, I'm gonna be like 30.
So Clutch actually ended the season with 67 points.
Oh my god! Get out of here! You guys got smurfed on.
So right now, Clutch is like a lot smarter than all of us. So even if I get the 10 points, I'm still behind him by like another 8. So
wait, you say 67?
6-7.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so Clutch, when am I getting my PayPal? I convinced Xerian to like
Whoa.
tanker points for us. So what's going on here?
Man,
When's
I haven't
the
done
PayPal
the
coming in?
EGL stats yet. Just wait.
Oh no.
Just wait until I do the EGL stats. So, fun analyst stats. But other than that, I know why everyone else is here. Other than to see the all-star graphic, we are here to see some predictions and kind of break down what happened last week. So obviously there was the stream match that I missed. Unfortunately, I was, kind of on the other side of the country, and Matt Pizza was supposed to stream, and then Clutch was gone, and then like literally all of our other staff were like, hey, I'm actually out of town too. And I was like, wow, this is a really great time for all of us to be gone. So that stream did not happen, which is unfortunate. So I apologize. We didn't have a stream last week. But, it was a really good series. I think BDE 2-0, I was about to say Samsung because I thought of SS.
Samsung!
Whoa, Samsung Galaxy. No, same strategy. 2-0 for BDE. I didn't actually get a chance to watch that series, but Matt Pizza, did you have a chance to kind of take a peek or no?
Unfortunately, I did not.
All right, babe.
Okay, Clutch. Okay, so Clutch, same strategy versus Big Duck Entourage. 2-0 for them. So, break it down. What happened?
Same strategy. Actually decided to have fun. Like, they picked, for fun picks, and they got absolutely slaughtered. Like, I think game 1 was, 29-2 in kills.
Wait, was this the series that had a Zed support?
Yep.
Okay, I do remember that. I remember hearing about that. So
it was the
for
fun
strategy,
series.
Yeah. So same strategy. I appreciate that you guys at least showed up to the series. I don't blame you guys for having fun. Obviously, since you guys were out of playoff contentions already. But I guess poor Matt Pizza would have had to stream a Zed support and just a Clown Fiesta series.
So I'm sorry to cut you up, but I pulled up the match history because you guys said it was for fun, so I was curious. So, I mean, I think this is a Lilia ADC Zed support bot lane, and combined they went 3 and 16 together.
Oof.
And they had 75% of the team's kills. So it's I really wish we could have streamed this game. Just
I
really
like
wanted to
spicy
see what
picks.
happened.
I like the Lilia mid. I like the Zed support. I think those are some fun picks. It would have been interesting, honestly. They pulled out Tom Kent's jungle. They all role swapped or something. I have no idea what they really did. But I guess that's that's just how that is. So then we'll look at the next series then. So Hyperion Shadow versus the Crosspoint Koalamos. I don't think that CPK would have been able to make playoffs if they won this the series. Clutch, can you correct me? I don't remember exactly.
Hold on.
pulling out the protractor, guys.
No, I'm eating fries and I push the talk on. And then every time you talk to me, I have some in my mouth and I don't want to be like no on stream.
Okay.
But yeah, no, if CPK won, it wouldn't have mattered because yeah, they just don't have head-to-heads against anyone. But they showed up and actually, it was a series. Hyperion almost lost. Like, it was actually a banger.
True. I'm always like appreciative of teams that show up to the games, because most leagues actually use it's the FF deposit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So teams don't like just leave when they're out of playoff contention. So I really appreciate teams like Same Strategy and CPK that show up and finish out their seasons. So thank you guys, for showing up. That's that's kind of how the league runs. If you don't show up, we have nothing to do. Then I'm just sitting in my room by myself talking to nobody. It's kind of sad. It's like kind of what I'm doing right now. But I mean, Matt Pizza, you believed in CPK. They did actually take one game off of Hyperion Shadow. I mean, do you think it was the Soraka top pick and the Kazakhs mid? There was some interesting
I
picks.
think I think it was definitely, the Kazakhs mid definitely had something to deal with it. Never would have expected to see a Kazakhs mid along with a Soraka top, but it it worked out for CPK, and that was the one game that they won. And like the Kazakhs mid was 12-2 and 7, so obviously like CPK just knew the tech better than anyone else, I guess.
Yeah, they B1, B2 Soraka, Ezreal, so you're like, we're just showing really safe bot lane, right?
Yeah.
And then they throw in the curveball of Shen, right? And then they're like, yeah, Shen is really good at baiting out Mordekaiser, and he has really good counter picks like that. So they put out the Shen, and then they picked Mordekaiser, and then they're like, oh, actually, we're gonna put Soraka top and Shen support. So then Kha'Zix and Hecarim were picked, and I bet they were really confused from there. Like, I would not know what champion was going where until like loading screen. So it's like, do I take like armor runes? Do I take like MR runes? Like, what's going on? But
whack.
I like interesting drafts like that. That's spicy. I like spicy drafts.
Me.
But Matt Pizza, I know you believed in CPK, so I mean, like, just how do you feel? Like your team to win is knocked out of playoffs.
I think that okay. I actually think they had a good season, right? Like they showed up, they did their best, and like they were actually winning games that I was completely surprised about. I won't lie, but unfortunately, they just didn't win enough games, and they not got knocked out. But on the down low, yeah, CPK is just a better team. EL is just rigged. Okay, like what's going on? Admin abuse. They didn't want CPK to win. This guy Clutch, he was just like, he would legit was just like, yeah, I don't want Matt Pizza to be the best analyst. I'm gonna rig this.
Yeah, 67 out of 99. I am how many points ahead? Longitude, latitude. I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, Hyperion Shadow, I think, has been another team like we haven't really put a lot of spotlight onto, because obviously as a team in the Lunari division, excuse me, that I think is maybe a little bit harder than the Solari division, just by the fact that Solari had 2 teams drop out instead of the 1 like in Lunari. So Hyperion Shadow, I think, got kind of outshone by like UEA and TFA, and like again, like I think Hyperion Shadow, obviously they're in the playoffs now, and I would really like to see them make a case for themselves at this point in the season. Obviously, like their first week, we're actually watching them go against BDE this week on stream. 8 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. I have a whole bunch of like new production things that are probably gonna break my OBS.
It's actually cracked.
It's probably gonna blow up my OBS, but whatever. We're at this point. If my PC blows up, I'm gonna go live in the mountains by myself and then just like go off the grid. Honestly, I think that's a good plan. But we'll look at the next series here. So we have UEA versus MIT. So obviously MIT was, I think, on the top of the standings going into week 8. They were number 1 or 2. Yeah. So, I mean, this series was, I think it kind of went as I expected, because MIT, UEA obviously faced against each other in coalition finals. And their rosters were a little bit different, but the same for the most part. Like maybe one or two players were just different, but like it was a really really good series in Coalition. I watched most of the series actually. I'm pretty sure MIT won the first game, and then UEA won like the next three. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, MIT, UEA, obviously MIT is obviously a good roster coming in from Solari, and it was really interesting for me to see at least how these two teams matched up against each other, like as a cross divisional matchup. So going into playoffs, I think I would like, they're going against each other again, so they're getting that rematch. Like, because MIT ended up as the second seed and UEA ended as the third seed by some like.
And it's cross divisional.
Yes, it's cross division. So like, we're gonna see this matchup again. So I'm gonna be interested to see how our predictions have changed. But other than that, Clutch, what were your thoughts then? UEA versus MIT.
I mean, we've seen them play multiple times. I think the players should know each other on a first name basis by now.
True.
They probably know where they all live too.
Know like the
because
name
they've
of
just
their
played each other.
dogs and.
Yeah, like oh my god. But I mean, it sucks for me. I'm just gonna say this that they have to play each other round one because I think
Yeah.
two of these teams are like top tier teams in the league, and the fact that they have to play each other round one kind of sucks because like if this was like a semifinals or finals matchup, that would have been really hype. But it's round one this time, so like it's not as hype. I still think it's going to be an intense series. It's going to be super close. It's going 3 games no matter what, in my opinion. I don't think one team is strong enough against like the other to 2-0. When they ended up playing, it was super close in EDL. Like same thing, 3-game banger, very close. UEA came out on top. It's kind of like the TSM C9 rivalry we got going here. I think that's
True.
what it is. Or
I
is that what
love
it is?
seeing like these kind of rivalries start to
But
pop
like
up and
that's
like
yeah, that's kind of the rivalry we've got here. It's like basically this is TSM versus like C9, and
Yeah, you guys
they're
can decide which is
both
which,
really good.
but
Yeah, I mean, I think UEA is TSM just because of their logo. That's why I said that. I mean, it could be seen. But yeah, I mean, you've got the rivalry. I think that's really cool. We've seen them play so many times. That's pretty dope. Um, but yeah, I mean, it looked like Unlucky also was coming in with a new ADC that they had in that series. So there's that. I know LTMK did change out their jungler. They also didn't have like their starting lineup play basically. Uh, but this week we should see both teams at full strength, and I think that's a really hype series to watch. Um, Definitely would stream it if we can. Obviously we can, but I think it's going to be a banger. Matt Pizza, you got anything else? Little one, two.
I kind of want to see like you said, I kind of want to see both teams at full power, right? Like
Yeah.
in this cross divisional match, they're both like like 80% power. They're not there. They have most of their players. They don't have all the players, but once they're at 100% power, it's gonna be a banger.
I'm typing to Jason KB saying hopefully it's spring blabber.
Yeah, not some.
Not summer blabber.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, like you guys said, I really like seeing these kinds of rivalries, excuse me. And when you see like them play against each other in different leagues and you're seeing them like obviously going against each other like 2 weeks in a row, it's like we're like, when instead of a best of 3, it's like some best of 7 or whatever the number will add up to, best of 5, so then best of 3, that's 8, and then another 3. So they're doing like some best of 11, like I have no idea. So it's interesting to see, and I love seeing these two teams go against each other, and I mean it'll be exciting. But for the last series we're gonna look at, it's FTD versus Revolution. So both of these teams actually did make it into the playoffs.
Yep, that's fourth.
Yep. So FTD will be going against Junior Burgers on the right side of the bracket, and Revolution will be going against TFA on the left side of the bracket. So Clutch, then my question to you is, as these two teams, right? So obviously FTD is the 4th seed for Lunari, and Rev is the 4th seed for Solari. Like, what does that mean then? That the fact that Rev beat FTD.
Well, you got to keep in account that literally every team Solari that made the playoffs was 5-2. So yes, you can say they're first. Yes, you can say they're fourth, but they're actually really all close in skill. To be honest, in my opinion, like Solari is obviously there's only 5 teams, so like the top 4 are all very, very close. You can say like, yeah, Junior Burgers is first, maybe MIT second, but like all went 5-2. There was literally no difference between first and fourth because it was literally just tiebreakers and whoever gets it. And then in Lunari, I think, yeah, Lunari, like obviously there's a clear first, maybe second and third are very close, but then there's like a clear fourth, right? So I think Lunari has a stronger like first seed than Solari. But what I'm gonna say is I think Solari together as these top four compared to Lunari top four is better. That's not like a dig at anyone. I just think that's if you are an outsider and you see this, that's what you probably think because it's what Rev is 5-2. They're the fourth seed. Feed the Dreams 3 and 4. They're the fourth seed. So like you'd be like, okay, well, I think the other division's stronger, which I mean might not be true. But Rev beating Feed the Dream. I mean, I did get I watched a bit of it. Both the teams didn't look too bad. I didn't really see anything that makes me 100% make a case where they could beat either TFA or Junior Burgers. But they didn't look bad. I think they looked solid. And I think tonight they'll put up a decent fight against the first seeds. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people actually think. Because people think, first seed versus fourth seed so one-sided. I'm like, it's not that. It's not going to be that one-sided. Maybe FTD versus Junior Burgers, but that's all I've got. I think Rev has a good chance to beat TFA, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
but we'll get to that
it would
later.
be kind of crazy, but yeah, we'll get to it
100%.
like you said. So, Matt Pizza, then with FTD and Rev, like we were just talking about, how would you feel if like both of these teams were able to upset the first seeds?
The fourth seed upsetting the first seed. Now that's a statement. I think that shows like exactly what Clutch was saying, right? This is gonna be a close game, and it like first seed versus fourth seed, it could go either ways. Like the first seed shouldn't just take it so casually. And I mean, if we do see an upset, I'm a fan of upsets. I think if we, I'm just hopping on the train, hopping on whichever team upsets, and I'm just gonna ride them through all the playoffs. But that's just me. If you want the Mad Pizza buff, just give me a little bit of that upset, and that's all
if
I
you want
need.
the Matt Pizza buff, he's gonna DM you some PayPal details and.
Wait, are you sure you want the Matt Pizza buff?
Yeah, what? Why not?
Matt Pizza. Can we look at the analyst standings? Do you want the Matt Pizza buff?
Listen,
I get to throw shade the rest of EDL because I'm leading, right? Like you're gonna be on blast every single time. I'm not even roasting Exernian because if I roast her, she's just gonna leave with the stream. And
I'm just gonna turn off the stream and be like, oh, good luck.
So I have to blame you, Matt.
Listen, who wants the clutch buff? Like, imagine this guy smells.
Whoa. I love how like our analyst desk every week just turns into like some flame war between the analysts.
Just some flame war.
So like you guys don't probably know this, but like us three have been like doing the pregame shows since season 1. We were like the original 3. Yep. We do it like every single week. And before we did them live like this, we recorded these at like ungodly hours at like midnight or like 1 or 2 a.m. and we were all so tired. Yeah, and we were so tired. And we were just like, can we just like get this over with? We like hot taped like 50 minutes straight. So okay, but with that, we're gonna look at our first series that we were just talking about. TFA as the first seed of the Lunari division going against Revolution, the fourth seed of the Solari division. So we obviously made these graphics, by we I mean me, made these on Tuesday, Wednesday is when I made these. So we didn't know that TFA would be switching out their mid laner. Yep. So with that then, Clutch, would you change your prediction from 2-0 TFA?
Yeah, I would. Like we said, disclaimer, we like predict way before things happen. Like we're basically predicting a week in advance, basically. So like if something happens a couple days before, we can't just change it. We have to stick with what we said. And like sometimes it ends up screwing us over really bad. But I would change my prediction. Now I still think TFA is gonna win. I still think they're strong. But I'm gonna give Rev a game. Because I think Rev can actually take a game off of TFA. I think Rev, like I said, as the fourth seed, they're 5-2, right? I don't think they're an actual fourth seed to me. They're like a second or third seed. So like I think Rev has what it takes to potentially take a game. Now I still think TFA is like the best team in the league. Like they look really hot. Now they're missing their mid laner, which makes them weaker. But if they lose this series, as quote unquote, the best team in the league, from my opinion, it's not a good look,
It's not a good look.
But Rev and ZGG IBS, they did make the miracle run to the finals. So this wouldn't be the first time Revolution has made a miracle run. Just saying. All right, just saying.
I feel like Revolution. I mean, I did give them a game without knowing the upcoming roster changes, but like, I was kind of already on that train of thought that you said, Clutch. Like, I kind of knew that, like, underneath the surface, like, despite Rev kind of having a few rough weeks in the season, like, this team and their record and their seeding is kind of like misleading almost. Like, I get that they're the fourth seed, but they've shown a lot over and over, like, where every time we see them on the stream, every time I like just tune into the games, like, sometimes we pop into the Rev server, we have some fun, we watch party the games, and it's like, I've just seen how much support they have, like, going into every series, and how much
it's insane.
like, they have such a big, like, team morale, like, thing going on. And I think that's like a really, like, it's something that's not really noticed a lot, obviously, and I think it still plays a big factor into it. So at the end of the day, it really depends. Like, I do think Rev will be able to get a game off of TFA, and it really depends too on how this mid roster change kind of like messes with TFA. Like, they did make the Queen Frost change not even that long ago, right? So it really depends how their new mid laner will fit into the team and how quickly, and like what kind of role they're gonna fill and all that kind of stuff. So I would still stick with my 2-1 prediction for TFA. But Matt Pizza, then you also said 2-0 for TFA. Knowing all of this, would you change your prediction?
I think I would change my prediction. I think I would hop onto the Rev train.
So
because
you're saying you would change your whole prediction to like 2-1 or 2-0 Rev?
I think I would change it to 2-1 Rev. I think
Okay.
TFA without Queen Cross, because we've seen how Queen Cross plays when they role swapped from ADC to mid, and like we saw that they would just have to make such a huge impact on the map, whether it be playing Galio or Akali, and like they have like a wide champ pool that they can like draw from. I think without Queen Frost, TFA loses a lot of like its power in a sense. And sure, they'll be getting another mid laner to fill that, but it is quarterfinals. You're gonna be losing 2 bans for it. And I think with all of those restrictions placed upon TFA, I think Rev just has. Oh, it's not an e-sub?
No, it's a normal. They
Yeah,
added
I
it
think they're
before
using
roster locks.
Yeah, they're using a sub, just a normal
This
sub.
this week
Oh, okay.
was the last week you could make changes basically, and they added it before.
Oh,
Or they
okay.
were originally a sub on the roster and they just got moved to mid.
Mhm.
So it's not an e-sub.
I'm still going 2-1 Rev. I think Rev has a
All right.
greater chance. Yeah. It's besides, all the analysts being on one side of the thing just doesn't make it fun,
So,
Gotta spice it up. Gotta
so
try to get my
then,
point
Matt
somehow.
Pizza, with that, you're really gonna like our next prediction. Yeah, I don't like when everyone's on the same side of the bracket. Like,
But sometimes you gotta be
we all have the
sheeple.
same prediction. Like, it's the exact same. So, okay. Then I'm gonna, dip into our last week prediction bucket. So week
Hold on.
8. Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, if you guys are predicting the same thing I am, you're never gonna make up ground. How are you gonna get ahead of me?
Listen, that's
you
why
gotta start predicting the other side, or just predict opposite of me and hope you win.
So, okay, with last week, we didn't have a pregame show, so no one actually knows who said what for the predictions.
Wait a minute. Rigged.
So, for this matchup last week, so against same 2 teams.
Yep.
Clutch, you said 2-1 UEA, so you stuck with the same prediction.
And I got it right.
I stuck with my same prediction, 2-1 UEA.
Oh, wait a minute. I see where this is going.
There was one person who guessed something different last week.
Yeah, it was Sultan, right?
Matt Pizza. The man himself said 2-1 MIT. So Matt Pizza, let's talk about this a little. What happened from the week that you didn't stream to this week with these last 2?
What happened?
The 2 same teams here.
Guys, I think we should just move on. I think
Oh,
I think we should definitely not talk about this. Both these teams, amazing teams. Let's just go on to the next pair of teams. Let's not talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
blame Matt Pizza. That's what I'm saying.
I'm typing blame Matt Pizza in chat when they.
That's what I'm saying.
Jason KB said when they predict us to win, we lose. So, is this secretly like an MIT
tech.
like heist thing you're pulling off, Matt Pizza?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if you guys ever seen us on the EGL waveline, but
It's not much
Clutch likes
better,
to.
honestly.
It really isn't. But Clutch likes to vote against his own org, and they somehow win when he votes against them. So like it's kind of like that. But it's with me and MIT, I guess.
It's good. It's good look.
It's a really good look. So obviously we're all kind of in the same train of thought. Like I just know that like in this best of 11 or whatever this is between these two teams, UEA has the upper hand. Like they've proven time and time again that like they're able to beat MIT in these kind of scenarios. But like where it comes down to the line for me is if MIT is like you've gone against this team so many times, like I feel like by now you'd be able to really push for one series. So honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if I saw MIT pull like a 2-1 in the series, just because maybe MIT is like we gotta make finals again, force like a 6-hour stream and like
Oh no.
whew.
No, please.
Yeah, so honestly, like I do think MIT at this stage, like I think they've improved a lot over this last season, and like when we saw most of the same roster, and like overall, like I think everyone on both of these rosters have improved a lot over the season. So it's really interesting, like for me to see just how far both of these teams have come. But I don't know, 2-1 UEA is gonna be my final prediction for it. Clutch Matt Pizza, same prediction. Do you guys have any different thoughts?
You got anything, Matt Pizza?
Hmm.
Before I go?
Um.
Because I'm going to talk for like 8 minutes, so I'm letting you
Yeah.
talk first.
See, okay. I'm gonna draw back to like week 1 waveline when
Oh,
we had no idea who UEA was, and College didn't bother telling us any of the
Oh
details.
my!
true.
What do you mean? I look at Coalition.
Dude actually withholds information from us.
Oh my!
So, this
That's why
point
he's
gap
got
in
the points. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly. He's just withholding information from us, and he's making us look bad.
So you just copy me now.
Yeah.
That's your
No,
solution. What?
No.
No, look at the
no.
chat. Look at the graphic.
Listen, it was only for this one, I swear.
Can we
That
just
might be a
talk
lie.
about how I did the predictions before anyone else? I'm pretty sure. I know I did it before Matt Pizza because I wrote it like last week, the second they made playoffs. Exerdian, she could say she said it beforehand because she technically makes the graphics, so she could just lie and I wouldn't know. But one thing I want to say before we move on, because we're about to move on probably, there's not much more to say. I want to point out that Unlucky Esports has beaten MIT multiple times, so the mental block that MIT probably has against UEA is like it's there, right? Mental's a huge part of league,
I know,
and
like
UEA always beats them.
yeah.
So it's like, oh no, you're already coming in thinking they beat us so many times. Oh no,
Like it's like I know there are players I've gone against that I have lost to like over and over again, right? Because like you
Yep.
just feel like at that point these players, this team is just better than you, and like what do you do? And I know when you're mentally blocked like that and you just like tilt before you even load into the game, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, right? So like MIT, I believe in you guys. I'm like secretly cheering
love the
2-1
upset.
MIT, but on paper I put UEA. So Matt Pizza, any final thoughts before we move on?
Good luck to MIT, even though I'm secretly rooting for them, but I voted UEA. But it's
Oh
a
my
little bit of that
God.
reverse psychology.
True. All right, I believe. So we'll go to our next one-sided. Another one-sided prediction. Haha. So Solari, number 1 seed, Junior Burgers versus the Lunari, number 4 seed, Feed the Dream. So Matt Pizza, you're the odd one out here. You said FTD would get 1 game off Junior Burgers. So let's start with that.
Yeah, I couldn't exactly say 2-0 after I saw everyone, so I was just like, I believe in FTD too. Take a game off of Junior Burgers. Um, like we said, like FTD is like they're they've just been like slowly riding the EDL waves, not really like surfacing, right? Not really making a move or anything. So I think they got some like secret tech that they're gonna unveil, and they're gonna take a game off of Junior Burgers. But I don't think like they're strong enough to fully topple the
The burger.
Goliath, the burger.
The
They
burger.
can't
That
eat
is
the
They
burger.
Junior
can't
Burger.
flip the burger.
The burger's just too heavy.
Oh no.
I'm eating a burger, actually, guys.
Dude, burger and fries, like this
That's
guy
literally what I
actually
just ate.
yeah. You said you're eating fries, we're like, waiting for
Yum.
my panda, bro.
Hey, listen. If TFA wins the finals, just know there'll be a deposit and it'll say for Panda. All right.
For panda.
Oh,
for panda.
okay.
So, like, honestly, my thoughts into the series that Junior Burgers, obviously the team that adopted the 0-1 record, I believe,
Mhm.
and has slowly like been making a name for themselves. Obviously, they're figuring out a lot of the roster issues, trying to settle like who's gonna play what role. Can we actually get like 5 players to play League of Legends? Like,
Yep.
but once they locked in those 5 players, Junior Burgers has been doing so well like each week, and last week they played against drawing a blank. They played
Didn't they
against. They were
get an
supposed to
FF1?
play against CB Resurrection, but they didn't.
Yeah, FF1.
Yeah, so they had an FF win actually, but even the week before then they had an FF win.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in week 6 they had an FF win.
Yeah. Keep going.
So week 5 they beat MIT. Okay, so the last
Yeah,
time they
remember it was
actually
on stream.
played yeah, so the last time they played League of Legends was week 5. So like 3 weeks ago. So Junior Burgers, I'm really hoping you guys you know, I'm really hoping you guys scrimmed or something in the last 3
They
weeks.
play in another league.
Okay. That's good.
This kid's withholding information from us again.
Dude,
He never told us
what?
this. Oh
Bro.
my god.
Dude, they're in Runeterra, man. Come on.
This guy.
True, Runeterra Academy followed Elemental League. We're on their auto host list. Kind of big.
We're correct.
I did the same for them, But yeah, like Junior Burger is obviously playing in another league is good, and having all this practice, and like I said, if we ignore the fact that they just got like 3 FF wins in a row, Junior Burgers they beat MIT 2-0, right? And that was I think really big for them. And obviously I think because we haven't seen Junior Burgers a lot, like we're kind of like pushing them under the rug a little. We're like, yeah, they're good, but we don't really know how good they are, right? So I do think Junior Burgers, obviously finishing as the first seed in the Solari division, is like there's still a lot we haven't seen from this team. So I'm kind of excited to see. I honestly, Matt Pizza might have to agree with your prediction in the sense of like FTD could pull a game off of Junior Burgers. Like again, there's so much we don't really know about Junior Burgers at this point in time, but with that, like honestly, FTD I think has been doing really well after their roster changes that they made a couple of weeks ago. And I mean, like last week they did lose to Rev, but that doesn't make them a bad team by any means. Like obviously, like they're here in the playoffs, right? Like I want to see FTD at least make it through like this series. If they make it through this series, like I'll be damned. Like them into semis, and I don't know, FTD, like I don't know. I want to see the heist of the century, So, where are my other analysts?
Yeah, I mean, here I'll go since Matt Pizza, is breaking down IRL. But FTD, it's really hard to put them ahead of Junior Burgers, I think, because just naturally, right? Like I said, 4th seed versus 1st seed. Solari 4th seed's 5-2. Lunari 4th seed is 3-4, I think. I think Feed the Dream is like all right. But they're going up against Junior Burgers, who have looked very solid this season. They've done a very good job, and I just think if Feed the Dream is going to win, they have to have very good preparation And one thing I point out in my content was that junior burgers have really good prep when they come into games, which is how they beat a lot of teams. I don't think necessarily they're like really stacked or really skilled. They just have very good plans and preparation, and they execute that. And they do a really, really good job at that. They're probably one of the best teams in the league at doing that. So if Feed the Dream, they have to somehow reach above that, which I don't really think's possible. Maybe they can. Sharpwater is the coach. He's a great coach. Known the guy for a very long. But I just think that Junior Burgers, just pound for pound, kind of beat out Feed the Dream almost everywhere. And for FTD to win, they've really got to show me something special, and I haven't seen anything special. Now, granted, I don't think I've even seen them play. So maybe, but maybe Timmick comes in, ex VBU Titanium player, and just like smurfs on everyone. Dude pulls out like the Nocturne, gets like a penta. I don't know. But yeah, I just think it's really Junior Burger favored.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with all of that. Like one thing I haven't really pointed out yet was the fact that FTD like kind of had, like I mentioned though, had those roster changes, had a little bit of a rough patch, but FTD like I said before too, like Lunari division was definitely the harder division. Just alone the fact that he had to play against one more team than Solari teams had to. So the Solari like records are a little bit more padded. Like we said, the last 3 weeks of Junior Burgers was just 3 FF wins. So like FTD I think is a lot better than their record says, and I think this matchup might be a lot closer than we think, despite the fact that it's a number 1 seed versus a number 4 seed. But then with that, we will move on to our last and stream match of the week. This is Hyperion Shadow versus Big Dark Entourage. So, I had to vote for someone else. I saw that, all of our predictions were really, really one-sided. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna believe in Hyperion this week. So, we'll start from the other side though. So, Clutch, you and Matt Pizza both voted BDE. So, Matt Pizza, actually, you said 2-1 BDE. I said 2-1 Hyperion. So, what kind of puts you on the fact that it's going to be a 3-game series between these two teams?
Oh, let's hear it, Matt Pizza.
Okay, well, guys, Hyperion Gaming, they're a really solid team coming in from Lunari. Tomorrow they have Lo-Fi Foot Fetish on ADC and Sammy Tuslap. Like I think these 3 players really make up Hyperion Gaming, right? And going head to head, I think BDE just is more cohesive, right? They have Swag Money Boy, who is a veteran in the IBS scene, and he just guides BDE to their victory, right? And looking at BDE and Hyperion Gaming, sure, they're good. Okay, Exordian's been like an Hyperion fan for a while, so like I was just like, you know what?
Well, I thought it was Abyssal.
That's
Was it Abyssal?
That's an EGL, my guy.
Wrong league.
Yeah, well, yeah, in
Oh
each.
my
Well,
goodness, wrong league.
it's the same league. It's whatever. But listen, okay, and I was like, okay, I can see Hyperion taking a game off of BDE, but overall, I think BDE being coached by Psych just stands out to me more.
I did not know Psych was their coach. Oh my god.
Oh, my holding information, Matt Pizza.
On the other Quarterfinals
Ah.
Access withhold information from
Yeah,
me.
seriously.
I'm learning about this
Matt
now.
Pizza. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, Matt Pizza, I'm in the same train of thought of like, it's gonna be a 3-game series. Like, there are so many good points on both of these teams, like you said. Like, Swag is a veteran, like he knows what he's doing. I've seen the Tom Kench jungle. I have no idea how the new Tom Kench works with jungle anymore. I don't even know how old Tom Kench worked in the jungle. Like, if you can make stuff like that work, like, there's a lot that goes on. But, like, I want to see Swag play like Ivern. I swear, like, Ivern is just so busted. I don't know why he's not picked more often. And the fact that, like we saw a lot of good points too for Hyperion. I think Hyperion is always so close to getting across the finish line. They just never really have that last push to, take that final step. So, I don't know, like this week I'm kind of just putting my faith in them. This is how I'm gonna get above clutch, you know, like I just vote on the other side and then hope for the best. You know, I don't know, maybe this is the play. Maybe this is my desperation. Like, this is me like crying and hoping for points. I don't know. But then with that clutch, you said 2-0 BDE, as I'm like losing my voice.
Mhm. So I have to go for the hot take. I'm in front. I can hot take a series. I'm in front. All right. Listen, this is why I think BDE is going to 2-0. In my content, I said Hyperion 2-1 because that's like my more honest prediction. I think it's going to be 3 games, but I hot taked it for this one. All right. The most spicy series got a hot take. BDE 2-0. And here's why they're going to 2-0. All right. This is why they're going to 2-0. So they've got Swag Money Boy in the jungle. That guy is an absolute beast, but it's not only Swag Money Boy. They bring in Vinny Sucks in the mid lane this week. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you, this is the mid jungle duo that played for VBU when they won in ZGG IBS. Let me just remind you, that is the duo that won. And now they're playing for BDE and they're going up against Hyperion. So I'm hot taking this. I'm thinking those two are going to have insane synergy. They're going to 2v8 the game. This isn't even counting the other players on BDE who I think are very solid. Now, yes, I think Hyperion's actually a good team, but I'm hot taking it. BDE 2-0. Swag and Vinny Suck season 11. They're going to go God mode, or season 10, whatever his name is. They're going to go God mode. My man's going to pull up Renekton mid. He's going to get some solo bolos, some single dingles on stream. Also, because this is a stream match, I'll be play-by-playing. It's going to be a banger. And that's my hot take. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
When did VBU win an IVS chip? I've been around in the org for
Remember?
a little over a year now.
Yeah, Duero got comp rule, remember?
Oh, it's that
It was-
chip.
Yeah, so we won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that chip. I remember that one. Okay, that's the one where I was like, oh, we got like our first real chip by like another team with a Smurf. Okay.
Yeah.
By comp ruling. I remember that now, because I don't remember like an IBS team like actually winning the chip.
No, they've not
so-
actually ever won. They won through a
Yeah.
comp rule because Duero was like Giga Smurfing.
Oh, yeah, okay, so...
Hey, but we take the chip, baby.
I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Clutch, I'm waiting, like, where's your IBS chips?
What do you mean? I have a chip. I do. I have an LHG one. LHG Gold League. I was a sub. I played one series in the playoffs. Okay? I was very important. I was a Plat 2 in a Gold League.
That
was very important.
Yeah, it was very important, yeah.
Yeah, I was on the bench for a reason.
Oh my goodness. It's like when I was on MCE, you know, in BOL.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and then I got kicked off because
And then you got kicked off
I
like
got
a week
kicked
later.
off. I got kicked off because I didn't have enough ranked games, and then they went and won the league.
Oh my!
So
You could have got a chip.
I could have gotten the chip, guys. Like I'm really good at bench warming, so you know, if
I'm
you
good
guys
at
got
that
any
too.
plat teams, need someone to warm the bench, you know, let me know. So Matt Pizza, then you and I both said 2-1. Then for this series, for a full 3-game series, do you think BDE will be able to win the first, second, or like third game? Like, what order do you think the series is going to be?
I think Hyperion Gaming is gonna come in and take the first game, and then BDE is gonna
First.
reverse sweep them.
Oh.
Okay. So
Hot take.
then for my prediction, I'm thinking that Hyperion takes the first game, BDE wins the second game, but then Hyperion wins the third game.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and for mine, I think BDE wins the first game and BDE wins the second game. I
Mhm.
just had to get that through, you know.
I think maybe they win the second and the third game because like
Oh
there's
yeah.
just like a delay. I don't know, and then
Oh yeah.
some random game that goes.
There's a
into
rain
full
delay.
week.
Rain delay.
True, honestly. But yeah, I mean overall, like quarterfinals, like we have already said goodbye to a lot of teams, and
Rip.
this is gonna cut half the teams, like
8-4.
8-4.
Chopping block.
It's pretty big. Like I don't know that you like every single team has put in so much work to get.
Yep.
You know, just even here in quarterfinals. Think about it. There's only 3 weeks left of EDL. That's pretty big. There's only 3 weeks left of EDL Stream Prison. And then
Wait a
there's
minute.
only 2 extra ones of EGL. Like, that's kind of insane.
This is why I said BDE 2-0.
Honestly, okay, I changed my prediction 2-0 for Hyperion. Yeah.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Matt Pizza
Whoa.
says 7-6 BDE. He thinks it's going to be a best of 13.
Whoa. Best of 11.
Whoa.
Yeah, best. You got to go best of 11. That's the way to go.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, again, one more time, like, thank you guys all for, playing out your seasons, making it to this point. It's a big thing, making it to playoffs already, like. But, we, again, 3 weeks left. Best of luck to everyone that's gonna play. And, 8 p.m. Eastern, my OBS might blow up. We'll see. But we got some interesting stuff, so if you guys can
It's gonna
watch
be
the
dope.
series, I'm
It's
serious.
actually
Like,
dope.
I make very small I make very small improvements throughout the season. Like, you guys might
This is
notice, like,
big.
I changed the overlay once, and then I added like a mini map thing I can change the size, and then I make very small improvements, but this for
This is
sure
big.
is the biggest improvement I've made the entire season. Therefore,
insane.
Matt Pizza cannot stream the series because he is like
Yeah,
20
oh,
patches
no.
behind my stream setup.
He needs
I-
the patch notes.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So, I'm very serious. If you guys can, tune in, or if you guys want to watch the VODs, like, it's gonna be pretty crazy as long as my PC doesn't blow up. So, hopefully we can see you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna watch Hyperion Shadow versus Big Duck Entourage. And hopefully we'll see you guys there.